okukiikirira abantu mu mazima ne mu bwenkanya. Abantu bangi aba agents bano bakyasibiddwa Sembabule era kantola akakisa kano nsabe abalooyoozi abali wano okuba essuubi yaffe erimu obulamu. Twagala kubalaba nga mukola. Bwe kuba kwekalakaasa mwababa basooka ku mwanjo oba mmanyi ne siteeki tebaganya okukola omulimu gwammwe. Naye tubasaba mwessuubiruka. So many of my agents are at the police stations in Uganda. Tebalina musango naye bakyabagaanidde mpaka kati. Abo abantu abaliyo, they are breadwinners for families. They were playing cards because they love their country. We didn't buy them. I personally go to our days if you will when you get to Sembabule is a hot spot. Tiwogendayo mazima gyaloyinza okwebuuza lwaki tulonda. Nze mbadde nsaba nsinzirire wabuuza ne gavumenti ejjeko ebyokulonda. If it is costing people's lives, it's not worth it. We think and we deserve to have free and fair elections. But if it is costing the lives of people that we are so, it was my first time, and up to now I can't sleep. I can't even eat. I can't even imagine the country we are living in. Because if it is costing people's lives, mostly the youth, then let there not be elections, let the ruling party rule until it feels it has ruled enough. But let the people live, because I personally believe and trust every people, every life matters. Thank you so much.
Thought, basically as a politician, you don't need to speak up. There will be an FDC issue, so they kept quiet. When they kept quiet, the doctors thought he would have a different breed of people speaking for him. Then the politicians also thought, no, he's FDC shall be the ones to speak up for Besigye. And up to now, Besigye still struggles. His health is failing and no one is helping him. Then they came for Father Deus Sekabira, and the church said, let us say the rosary. And they've been saying the rosary ever since then. Father is in custody. His bail application was denied. They have fixed his case for hearing, and the president says until they adjust. Now, these are statements being made in the hearing of the judiciary. Now, recently, they came and picked up one of our own, Dr. Sembambule, the most vocal civic rights defender. And they picked her up. Voices were all over the place asking, what shall the lawyers do? What shall the lawyers do? Guys, we did nothing. We did nothing. The most we could do is play by the tunes of the system. Birete was denied her right to vote because of being in custody. We can't sit comfortably. Recently, most recently, I think they came and they picked up Narrates. Narrates, you may like him or you may hate him, but he is a voice for the rule of law. And wherever a voice exists, that voice is being picked up and being muzzled. Today, the entire bar cannot be at a national event simply because there is deliberate intention to muzzle any voice for change and truth. Allow me to invite our next speaker was supposed to have been Dr. Sembambule. Sadly, she couldn't make it because she's still recovering. Mr. Singh told me that she even struggles with movement. But why are we being reduced to such levels of fear that you cannot be free in your own country, even where you've obtained bail? You fear that the next knock on your door is someone that's come to pick you up again. It's unfortunate. Attend a national event because people are fearful of the truth. We meet in these spaces because we cannot be allowed to raise the voices of the public. The bar is principally a voice of the public. But where you lock out the bar and then you expect to administer justice to this country, it's a fallacy, it's a joke, both justice and democracy in this country. I think a theory is that we must, somebody turn me off. I'm hoping we haven't been infiltrated and someone is playing with our sound. Am I heard? Yes, I was saying that it is indeed a fallacy. And when I see many of your faces, people who are coming back from the struggle of the election, people who at the beginning had hope and many aspirations for a new and better country. Right now we sit crestfallen and knowing or unsure of what next. There's been a tweet going around that life is now getting back to normal. But how is life normal when hundreds are in custody? How is life normal when elections are rigged? How is life normal? How do we have a proper school fees conversation when our brothers are in custody? When our sisters are in jail? People are sleeping on floors. When 90% of the NGOs in this country can't be allowed to operate. How is life normal when Chivombi and 24 others are being held victims of violence, unable to be heard, unable to listen to? Victims are now the victims of the offenses are now instead the victims of the law. And then we open a new lawyer day and wear our gowns and wear our wigs, and we think it is business as usual. Today we chose to gather here, largely because there's going to come a day in this country when the voice of the bar shall be heard again. There's going to come a day in this country when we shall return to these spaces, when our rights shall be accorded, when what is due to us shall not be denied, when it won't seem as if it is someone's home that you come to my home and say what I want you to say. It's going to come a day, you guys. We are going to write about this history and we shall tell of tales when we were locked out, when the public looked on after such an electoral process and no one knew what to say. And the EC confidently, unashamedly was doing business as usual. That day is coming. But before that day comes, allow me to invite our next speaker.
As during election time, I happened to traverse almost 3/4 of Greater Masaka. And what happened in Sembabule is a reserve of its own. What happened there, unfortunately, we were off the grid. Internet was off. But at least when the internet came back, we can see the militarization and involvement within the elections of these leading councillors. At least these elections that happened after. We have seen the army coming with staffed ballot boxes. We have seen the army come, they find a place where elections are happening, they take over, they stuff in votes, ballots, and then they disorganize everything. In one incident, the masses were like, enough is enough. They went and broke all the electoral material. This is done in broad daylight. And it is as if these people are saying, what can you do? It is not just as if some have even come out to say it out. What can you do? We have done this, we did this, we did this. What can you do? Is it true that we don't have anything to do? The answer falls within me. When I was doing the observation during election time, I went to Kakuto, where we have, I think, a musician, Geoffrey Mutai. All the signs and everything were showing that he's the winner. Even the returning officer at some time declared him the winner. All of a sudden, things changed, and the second person was declared the winner. What happened in Masaka City was terrible. They took, I don't know how long to announce who the winner is, trying to change things here and there. The same thing happened here in Kampala. You saw what happened in Kawempe. You saw what happened in Kampala mayoral seat. So, what happened in Maogola, another region from Ninas, the candidate that is one, forgotten the name, is a lady, Namuga. Namuga got to a level of telling his people, her people rather, please can we go back home? I cannot afford seeing my electorate suffering this much. People were abducted, people were taken somewhere unknown. I, after the elections, went to almost all the police stations asking how many inmates, how many suspects they have arising out of this. I went to Chotera, I went to Masaka, I went to Sembabule, Ukomansindi, and Karungu. Amazingly, when I reached in Sembabule, there was no one in the cells as a suspect arising out of. Wherever they had put these people, no one knows. But when I asked some of the people, they told me the army had created its own base there, and whoever was being abducted was never taken to police. They were taking that person on the other side, and they would release them at their wish. Will. So it was really terrible. What happened in Kalungu? Gunshots were happened. People were killed. I still took another step of going to the mortuaries to see if really there are these people that died during this time. Because rumors were scattering, 17 bodies were dropped here, down here, and all that. Amazingly, both Masaka main referral hospital mortuary and the Masaka City mortuary, the two mortuaries we have all over, there was nobody. No dead body was there. Where did these bodies go? Where did they take them? We have always heard of postmortems. When you reported death at the police, they always take these bodies for postmortem. That didn't happen. So that is the kind of election that we had. And those are some of the ugly things that happened that they did not want the public to see and to know. That is why we were in a blackout. We, as lawyers, what is expected of us? I have always sounded this again and again, but I will not tire. Our silence is very loud as the lawyers. The society and these people that are being oppressed expect us to come and stand for them. What have we done? We have shunned away from this. You heard the VP say some of the lawyers are afraid of coming on board to to handle such matters. They may think they are right, but they are not. Because even if you keep quiet, they will, anything that is supposed to come for us, after all of us getting done, will come for you. You're like a cockroach that asked the boss to spray the mosquitoes. When the mosquitoes were sprayed, the cockroach also died as well. So please, the lawyers, that is a part of our work in society. We are supposed to come up and help the oppressed, no matter the race, no matter the gender, no matter the political party. I still call upon all of us, the civic leaders, society leaders, the religious leaders. Some are vocal, others are quiet. Recently, you saw what happened to one of the priests who was stealing the cells. So that is a sign that even if you keep quiet, they will come for you. And what happens if you kept quiet when others were being taken? Now it is your turn. Who is going to talk for you? We really need to come up with solutions, and radical solutions, because this is R&D, stands for radical solutions. We just don't want to be radical for the sake of it, but we have tried all the other modus operandi that we were trained since P1, and they have failed. We have held discussions. Those people come out and deny discussions. We have held these discussions. Documentary proof is there. But what happens? Nothing. We need to wake up. We have issues with the institutions. The government is using the legal institutions and all the institutions to oppress the society. They will get someone, after torturing them or after doing whatever they need to do them, they bring them and dump them at police. Now they are using police to front whatever they want. Police will bring this person, prepare the file, take it to the DPP. The DPP at this level is expected to determine whether there is evidence to forward the file or not, or seek for further investigations. Unfortunately, our brothers and sisters, the DPP, have forsaken that duty. In most of the cases, what do? It's just a pipeline from the torture chambers, police, DPP to court. What does court do? When these people are taken to court, that is where we last expect to get assistance. But what do courts do? All reasons are given by our sisters and brothers in the DPP, and courts always welcome such issues. Sijui, I'm not ready to respond. Sijui, it is already late, I cannot proceed. Sijui, I need to look into the IDs and letters to confirm. This is a mockery. So our outcry goes to the judiciary. We have not lost hope in you. We still have hope in you, and we believe you can change. Judicial officers and the judiciary and the judiciary administration should come upon its officers and warn them on what they are supposed to do. Corruption. You will find that most of, even during this election time, most of the people that are stealing cells, they don't have things to do, they don't have money. Those that have money are not there, they're already out. So who is going to help those people? It is us, the lawyers. We have how are we lawyers going to practice within the military role? That is what is making everyone afraid. That is what is making the lawyers hide wherever they are. But please, we have to fight for this. We have to fight for this. See, military officers now, because lawyers always go for them personally, they become massive, cannot identify them. As I am winding up, I still call upon the lawyers, civic leaders, society leaders, religious leaders to come up, wake up and speak for the masses. That is what they expect of us. Thank you for what I might